We're back.
Yay, we're back.
Hooray.
Where do we need to do? Do we have anything we need to do with character creation left over? Or are we ready to get started? And if so, where should we start?
I think we're finished with character creation. So,
I guess I'd be the one that would know best about that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Did we pick our special abilities?
I think I maybe asked that question as like a thing that's like, do you have any leftover things you would like to say? Like that sort of a question?
Right. How many
maybe that's what I meant? I don't know.
How many special abilities do we get?
You get the top one for free as a starting ability, and then you choose any other one you want.
All right. Cool.
And then you uncheck the advance button in your little XP track.
Sure. Oh. All right. Took care of that.
Let me do that.
You have to have that advance checked in order to check a thing?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I checked yours.
Okay.
I think I unchecked yours for you because you had both picked an ability and still had yours checked, so I was just like, I'll uncheck that for her.
Yeah, you did that for me as well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So
right,
you should have two abilities. If you have two abilities, then you're good. Okay, cool.
I do.
Teleport into this weird house, right?
Not quite. We're actually going to use one of the new plan types. We're going to do some fun stuff. So I want you all, so that I can destroy it 5 seconds from now, I want you all to paint a scene of your normal life together. With you all being, like, where are you all that you're all in the same scene?
Would it be, I feel like it would revolve around one of our backgrounds, like either in the cafe where Valerie's a barista, or in the bar where Jeffrey works as a pool shark, or in Sirius's pawn shop.
Yeah. I mean, if we're all in the pool house, that implies you have a very familial relationship. If we're all at the baristas, that kind of means like we live or we operate in the same area. But there's like any reason I could be at the pawn shop.
I definitely get this sort of like Main Street USA type vibe where like the coffee shop is like full of windows in the front, and like you can look out and see the pawn shop across the street or something. And you can do that sort of like camera zoom in to get the other person's view from across the street type thing. And the bar is probably next to one of them.
I personally kind of like the being in the bar because, like you said, it kind of implies like a closer relationship between our characters. And even though we've got a couple of veins of distrust, I mean, I like our characters being kind of close and maybe even consider each other friends.
Yeah. It's kind of like Cheers, but meaner.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I like it.
That's totally what my game is like. Cheers, but meaner.
Yeah, let's see you fake your way out of this one.
Hi, Norm. You didn't pay up last time. Okay.
A soldier tabbed to a demon prince. Have fun with that.
So we're all like around the pool table, and like I had I gotta look at it. I had Valerie bring me, like a double mocha, and of course I'm spiking it with some whiskey. I passed the bottle.
That's for Loco. I've heard of that.
I passed the bottle to Jeffrey.
Cool. No, like after my shift, I came over here and I brought coffees for everybody, and then we're like spiking them Perfect.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, and then as soon as you're starting to get like drunk too fast because you're taking in caffeine and alcohol at the same time,
like
no such thing.
always.
There's a guy with a pool stick that's just walking over to the pool table, and he seems like he's kind of doing that thing where he's like looking at you, so he's like trying to get in on the social conversation, like in this your like little arrangement, because he wants to play pool, and like maybe playing it against someone is how he knows people here. But none of that shit matters, because what happens actually is the bar glitches out in front of your face and just fucking disappears, and then you're in blackness. And then Pixel random comes back on, and you're in the dark gray room that we saw in the very first scene that I described.
All right.
And there's like a stage raised, like, this is the only comparison I have. You know how in Overwatch you have like those like panels that move up, and you like stand on them and they raise up, those sorts of things. There's like one of those, except it's like sort of circular and has like really short railing around it, elevated like maybe 40 feet up in the air, and has like spotlights on it. And then there's like screens, or like, not like maybe TV screens, but like projector screens, like maybe you can see them waving a little bit. In like some like, because it's cold in here too, it's like kind of like there's a draft coming in from maybe vents, because you can't see like any natural light in here at all. It's just mainly light from the spotlights that's lighting this room, and there are only those two spotlights, so this room is actually kind of dark. But you are all standing together just like you were,
and we all like,
and there's nobody.
We all
else
have like our coffee in one hand and our flask in the other.
Yeah.
So the sense though is that
where
the hell are we?
You would almost think that the coffee and whiskey wouldn't be there, but it is. I definitely think it's still there.
Good. Of course it is. There's no reason for it to be there, and that's why it's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But the sense is that we were kidnapped, not that the entire world was always a lie.
Well, I don't think there's a sense of us going anywhere. Just the scenery around us changing is what I got.
Yeah.
Not like being kidnapped, so to speak.
Yeah, it's like darkness, like suddenly everybody turned the lights off, but in this weird pixely way. And then everybody turned the lights back on in this weird pixely way. And then when the lights came back on, you were in a different place. And then when you could see each other again, you were all standing the same way you were before. Like, except, like, obviously you, like, all flinched like hell, because that would be the scariest experience to ever go through.
Yeah, and I think exactly like I said a second ago, Valerie looks around and is like, where the fuck are we?
And it echoes.
Okay, this is really weird.
Sirius, is this like one of your weird ass trinkets' fault?
Not a chance.
I think Jeffrey just kind of takes like his coffee and just starts like trying to make sure, like,
yeah, and in a similar but opposite motion, Valerie just takes the bottle of whiskey and starts drinking straight from it.
Yeah. It's like, was coffee on special today, Valerie?
No, like, this is not my fault. Like, why would you even think that, Jeffrey. Oh my god. Plus, I'm not allowed to take any of the special coffee anymore after last time. My boss got so mad. Like, the markup on that is, like, incredible. And she's like, it's 90% of our profits these days. So, if you want that, we're going to have to pay for it. That's what I'm saying.
I like to think that in the absence of all other sound, Valerie's just like, this conversation is my turn. I will take over this conversation. Conversation's fucking mine.
I mean, I'm the fucking diva. What do you want?
Yeah. And you have a very eventful life.
Yeah, it's true.
The real thing is you have as eventful a life as anyone else, but you can spin it in a very good way. I've watched vlogs before. Vlogs. I love vlogs to death for this very reason.
But it's like, of course, this is what happens to Valerie. Right?
You get trapped in a dark room with Valerie.
Look, we gotta find a way out of here or something.
I look around for a door.
Yeah.
Right. What? So are we on that like elevated platform, or is that something we see?
No, that's elevated above you.
Okay.
And as soon as you say we have to look for a door, you look around like on your level, and you're like, that's a smooth wall, and it's all circular around. So it's like this is one continuous smooth wall, and then you see at the top like these like a part on the pedestal depresses and opens double door style sliding.
Mm-hmm.
And you see like this gray feminine figure, just like head to toe, no hair at all, just like gray all over. Just
like their skin is gray, their clothing is gray.
It seems like that. And then when they go to the side of the pedestal where they can look down on you, literally, their skin starts to like get really bright and change color in the same way that your hallucination went, where like the pixels are each individually like turning off and on, like all it pixel by pixel, like there's this perfect reality show host face that gets turned on, except it doesn't have hair because that doesn't work. It's like, so what's happening, because the camera gets a close up on her, is she has it's like she's wearing a bodysuit that has tiny LEDs on it, because like we can see like an undulation of like light patterns move across her skin that like manifests her like super fucking white and like red hair portrayal of herself.
Hmm.
And she says, and the mouth looks like fucking weird as hell because it's a mouth moving on a screen, and you can't see inside the mouth, and it's creepy and two-dimensional. You see,
I don't like this. Ugh.
Welcome to my contest. You'll be competing against 3 other contestants to see who can flip the most beautiful house. And then the screen turns on with like that weird, like stadium style, like, oh yeah, it's like how stadium lights turn on, just like that cha 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 thing. And all the screens start to turn on with this graphic of like the Silk Road symbol, but it's like there's like the Matrix rain thing in the background, but it's blue. And she, as soon as that comes on, her like appearance turns off, and it's just the Silkra symbol on her face. And she says, "We are going to create something beautiful together. This is going to be a beautiful show."
And I think Valerie is just kind of like looking around like, what is this bitch going on about?
Yeah, Sirius just giving her a look like, this is the least important person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you serious? Why would we partake in your contest?
I feel like we don't have a choice.
Always have a choice.
That's pretty optimistic of you.
I'm just giving the host this look.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way
she like stares awkwardly at you for a while?
Like having a stare off?
Yeah. And it's like hard to have a stare off with a person who just has like a symbol for a face.
That's cool. I got blue hair and tattoos. I'm used to getting weird looks.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If this stare off continues, I'm just going to like walk past her and push her out of the way and try and go through that entryway she came out of.
So she is on the pedestal above you, and you are in like this dark like area beneath her.
Yeah.
And
okay, so I gotta climb
do a lot of time alighting, because there's like a lot of time that passes in the what really happens.
Okay.
You get left in a room for what feels like maybe hours. Eventually she stops staring at you and like shakes her head in like this ambiguous way and goes back the way she came, and the doors reclose. And then oh yeah, and the spotlights turn off. So now it's just pure fucking darkness.
Sure.
For a couple of hours, and then lights turn back on.
I mean, it's a couple of hours, right? Can I try and peer and see what's really going on?
Yeah, sure.
And in a couple of hours,
about? Ask me some questions,
like
about this weird GM bullshit.
Yeah, what is this weird GM bullshit where 2 hours you lied and So I guess like.
So what are you doing to peer? Are you just
I mean,
oh yeah.
I assume
since you're in the darkness,
yeah.
Have you ever woken up in a dark room, just like your bedroom or something, and you in the darkness you see like these like really quickly moving patterns?
Oh, I get those every time I close my eyes, dude.
Yeah, same here. That's what you see in the darkness, just because there's nothing else to see.
Like I don't know about you, but sometimes
you can peer into that.
It gets to be like really weird special effects, like the old hyperspace things, where like just these shapes coming at you. I don't know how common this is, but
no, I understand what you're talking about perfectly.
I also know what you're talking about.
Why
no one ever talks about this. I found a book about it once, and it seemed to describe it as being normal, but
yeah, it's pretty normal.
So yeah, I guess what I'm really trying to do is like, I try and see if like there's a pillar or something I can climb up to this door, or like, because like I'm not so sure. Like, my character has no reason to suspect this is a fake reality. So
yeah,
if I'm not usually from a fake reality, it's not going to be instinctual for me to try and see past it.
Just be like, oh, that's not real.
Right.
Yeah, no.
So I don't know. At some point, you have to tell me that I see it's not real. But
so you want to find a pillar to the top using By peering into the darkness?
Yeah, I want to peer into the darkness and find the way out. And my character thinks he's looking for the pillar, so he can climb it.
Cool.
That's what he thinks he's doing, but in reality...
So
this isn't reality.
It's almost like I'm a person who's obsessed with the ideas of nihilism or something.
Strange.
You work really hard for a nihilist.
Okay, click the button next to peer. Let's do mundane things.
So you said we're only doing risky or desperate?
Only desperate or controlled.
Okay, so which one is this?
And I don't want to test that rule right now. I decided. So
okay.
This is going to be risky.
All right. Effect is standard, I guess.
Your effect will be yes.
All right.
I think so.
You get no extra dice. I forget how to get extra dice.
You can get extra dice by pushing yourself.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful. That's kind of what I wanted.
Okay. Is there a thing that shows us what the dice we actually rolled were?
No.
I want to say this is really unlikely.
You just get the result.
This is really unlikely considering I have no dots in the skill at all.
Oh, wow.
So you've got one, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, but you roll 2 and take the worst if you have none.
You have what? You have one in peer.
Because you're typecast.
You do because you're typecast of it.
Okay, well, now I do. But I didn't when I rolled.
No, you did because you're typecast on it.
I don't... Okay, so do I just leave it where it was?
Yeah, because the typecast checkbox counts as a dot.
It does.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Okay.
So you leave it at 0, but then you get the dot from it being typecast.
All right.
So, the lights turn back on several hours later, and you are on the pedestal. You don't recall climbing.
Okay. This is really weird.
What you remember is smooth wall, smooth wall, smooth wall. There has to be a door somewhere. And you feel like the indent of like where the mechanism of the pedestal reaches back into and has to go, like you could like touch the bottom of it.
Wow.
By reaching up. And presumably you could have climbed up into that, but it was pretty hard to do. But when the lights come back on, you're just on the pedestal and you can see
all of us or just Sirius?
Just Sirius.
This is really weird.
Okay.
I think Sirius is like, this is really weird for a while. And then like I'm thinking like I'm in a D&D group. I need to throw some rope down to these guys. But so does the person come back in? Like right away when the lights come on, or
is it really a person?
I don't know. Well,
I tend to ascribe
there were a lot of
to
questions
everything
that were just asked. So let me answer them one at a time.
Okay.
Some of the questions were in my own brain, so I have to say what the answers are. I don't feel like there's a control panel on the pedestal itself, because I feel like there might be like behind the doors, there's some creepy external room where you can look in and then pull the lever and then the pedestal goes down. And then maybe there's other people operating it or something.
Okay.
You wait like the same amount of time, roughly, as you had to wait for this person with the Silk Row on their face to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do come back out. And
all right.
You can see people behind the door of various silhouettes.
Does
it look like I can open the door again when I want to? Or is it like...
Yeah, probably.
Alright, then I let the door close. And I'm going to grab the person that came through and throw them down to my friends.
So say that one more time.
So I let the door close, and I grab this person with the Sokro on their head, and I throw them down the pillar to my friends. And then I shout, "Who are you? Where is this place?"
And like, I'm gonna dodge out of the way of this person getting thrown down.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Sirius? Like, you could have hit me with her. Shit.
Hold her down or something. I don't know. But
so she might fight you on this. Okay. So this is an action roll.
I think most people don't like being thrown off their pedestals.
No.
Really?
Any figurative or literal pedestal, people don't not like coming off of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty true.
So
the action is probably Mar, which I know you have at least one in.
Yeah, I have at least one of those. Sure. Mm-hmm. Although I like Judge better. Is this risky, controlled, or desperate?
I feel like this is risky. I feel like you have even physical prowess with this person.
Effect is standard again?
And your effect is... I feel like your effect is actually limited.
Okay. I mean, I would argue that it's pretty easy to fall off a pedestal. Maybe both of us would fall off. But one of us is definitely going to fall off.
Okay, if you're going to bring that in, the height of the pedestal, and you're going to try to push them off, then maybe that's desperate standard.
Sure.
This definitely seems like a thing where some sort of bargain might come into play.
Devil's bargain.
Mm-hmm. So devil's bargains are also different now.
Okay.
They are presented by the horrors. If you want to give each other devil's bargains, you have to make one of the horrors in the chat game first, so that you can offer somebody a bargain.
Chat, I need a devil's bargain.
Someone's offered us one.
So anyone that's willing to enter a manic state? Sure, I love entering manic states. I think that's what's happening here anyway. Like, I'm totally freaking out. All right, how do I add devil's bargain dice?
You can add them in the extra die part. If you want to save them for later, there is a spot on the star sheet that says banked bargain dice.
Oh, no, man. I want to go crazy right away.
You definitely want to do it right now because you're in a pretty dicey situation.
I feel like yelling at somebody from on top of a pedestal and all this is definitely going pretty crazy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I feel like to throw them off, you have to throw yourself off.
Sure. It's like we're wrestling on top of this on top of this platform, and it becomes obvious that they're just huddling up and trying not to move. Like, when you get into the little ball so that you can't get hurt. And like, so obviously then I just gotta
Yeah. I'll use the pronouns she for this person because they have like a very female silhouette.
Sure. So yeah, I grab her and then it's like tackle her off the platform, going with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a point where she's about to like get to the center of the pedestal because she's realized what's happening. And she's like pretty like acrobatic and quick in that sort of way.
Ooh.
So it's like she's about to like do that. You know, Sheik in Super Smash Brothers Brawl, how she runs, just like she's like very low kind of stance as she runs like really quickly forward.
Sure.
She's about to do one of those, but you have one last chance to get her off of the platform at all, and you have to throw yourself off in the process, because that's the only way you'll have leverage to throw her off at all.
Sure.
And you jump off the platform, pull her off, I think, and like mid-fall push her out so that you don't cushion her fall.
Sure.
And
she's on top of me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the little kick thing with her.
Yeah, totally. So you are going to take... As usual, you can resist this, but I feel like if you jump from a 40-foot height, you die?
Yeah, I want to resist dying.
Yes.
Of course, I'm going to want to resist this with soul, because I'm going to argue that this isn't real. And also, I'm really crazy, so I won't notice that I am taking severe harm.
Now, you're a freak too, so I seem to recall you have some kind of ability like Terrible Beauty, or another good one that I thought of secondary to that is you can't get rid of a freak.
I didn't take that one.
Okay.
I took Terrible Beauty because I had to, right? So, this doesn't seem terrible, beautiful, or blasphemous.
Well, you have a second one.
I took Projection.
You didn't decide. Oh.
Because I thought it would be really cool.
Okay.
Although, the second one's pretty cool too, but... I can resist this with body if you want, but it's the same.
Yes. Well, what I was talking about was, you can... Do you have any, like, feats of terrible beauty that you can do to resist a great fall? Because you're a freak. Freaks ain't normal.
I don't understand what beauty would be like for falling.
People can fall gracefully.
I feel like I'm falling on my back, and that's not very graceful.
Okay.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Okay, I'll roll body, I guess.
Body makes sense, I think.
I just pressed that button.
Okay, cool. Yep.
All right. So it says I take 0 stress.
Yes, and you take level 3 harm, a great fall.
Sure. Okay, a great fall, so I need help to do anything. All right.
And that's after resisting it? That's bad.
That's really bad.
That's real bad.
I'm trying to think if there's any other mechanics you can leverage to your advantage. Grudge armor is a thing. It seems like since you're fighting this lady, you probably distrust her?
Yeah. I distrust whoever put us in this room for sure.
If you distrust her, you can use your grudge armor to reduce the severity of that consequence again.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely.
So then it would be level 2. Yeah. Because you can use grudge armor against anyone you distrust, and you can just say, oh, I distrust this person, unless you just said that you do trust them.
Then I have to check it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. So I fall on my back, and I guess I am still for a long time.
Like, I cuss you out, but then after you don't move after the fall, I'm like, oh shit,
oh, by the way,
right?
Let's also see the impact of your great fucking roll that you made.
Sure.
Beside you, you see like a. Oh, you know how a smartphone screen breaks and then it's all weird colors and shit?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That is happening all over her body. And she's also sparking and crap.
Weird.
Okay, Kelsa, what were you going to say?
Oh, that I wanted to go, like, check on Sirius, like, see if he's alright. Like, I don't know what to do with Glitch Girl, so I'm just kind of ignoring her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like gonna... I don't know what kind of action, if any, like, checking vitals would be.
Let me take a look at this list of actions and see what would be appropriate.
There's not really healing.
Possibly peer to see what's going on, or work to maybe pry?
I was thinking maybe pry or peer, but I don't... I have 0 dots in all of these things. So, let's roll pry. I think that's kind of what it is.
Also, you don't necessarily have to roll. You can just ask me a question, and if you could reasonably know it, then you don't have to do an action at all, because
is he dead?
Nothing to... no, he's not dead.
Okay. Does he have like a
he's
concussion?
Still breathing.
Well, I don't know how to check him.
Yeah.
I feel like as a barista, I've taken like basic first aid. I would know how to check for a concussion.
Yeah, he does have a concussion.
Well, shit. I'm gonna try to wake him up. Sirius, you gotta wake up. Come on.
I think my eyes were like wide open, and when you started pushing me, like I blinked, and I looked over to you.
It's really hard for you to breathe.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh. I probably can't even get up.
Not yet.
Just lay there for like a minute or whatever. Jeffrey, you're not even helping. Like, holy shit, get your shit. Like, do something about whatever the fuck that thing is.
Yeah, I think Jeffrey's just sort of been like, did that really just happen? Like, he's got like one of those like looks on his face, just kind of like, what? But I guess he'll take a look at the glitching static body.
Yeah. What would you like to know about this glitching static body? Also, don't get D&D fear, where if you ask a very ambitious question, I won't just answer it. If you have like a very like wide-reaching questions, just ask them, and we can figure out how you can figure it out. Because you can figure out anything because you're a Blade's character.
Yeah, I'm wondering, because I'm from Ilya, and weird shit just happens there sometimes. Like, if somehow being transported into this magical Hunger Games TV show thing, like, isn't in the realm of not heard of to me before, to see how to sort of figure out if Jeffrey is aware of how screwed everyone is right now.
Without making a roll, you think this is a torture pit created by the Bloodspire.
Okay.
Sometimes he transports people into his torture pits.
Yeah.
That sounds pleasant.
Right. And so then my actual question then goes into what happens when someone kills the pit boss of the sacrificial pit, right?
Like the pit boss.
Is that good? Is that bad? Like,
it is good because your torturer is no longer alive.
Okay.
But you have to figure out other ways to get out.
Okay, so then here's what I'll do that is probably a roll. I want to try and check the body for like some sort of like button control thing, or the thing that lets that one control doors and lights and stuff that we can't right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if I can find something related to that.
If you're just picking over the body, the thing that you might have to worry about is touching this sparking thing, which sounds controlled.
Right. Well, also in my mind, at least from your description so far, it doesn't sound like clothing and pockets are a thing for this. So, like,
no, it's a body.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm actually checking at this point.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get talked to by Valerie for like I don't know what you're doing, but it's totally lewd. Oh my god.
Math Squad lewd.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you are prying, that would be like looking over, see if there's like maybe a panel on her body somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you get XP for desperate. Yep.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. You know how this game works.
Cool.
That's right.
I was going to try and angle for some sort of street savvy thing, but I don't think street savvy has anything to do with weird dimensional demon portal stuff.
So, it's not like weird dimensional
it's
demon
stuff.
It's got to get
in there arm deep and like pull out the control node, and we're good.
I don't know about that. I gotta keep the hands nice for the pool, for billiards.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
But okay, so you're thinking pry?
I'm thinking pry because that's snooping and trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's a computer thing. Run would be good too.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
I would accept either of those.
This isn't really call though, is it?
No.
Okay. I'm still trying to suss out like the verbiage with reaching out the tears and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I feel pretty comfortable telling you about what action you should use, just because we've played a lot before, and we can talk about that, and we all know that.
Well, pry and run are the same for me, 0. So I'm gonna go with run actually.
Okay.
So you were saying it's controlled, or did I mishear that from our conversation?
It is controlled. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Controlled. Effect?
Your effect is, I think, great.
Oh, cool. And I don't think I have any extra dice. Yes!
Oh no.
That's my favorite part of this entire sheet. It just says terrible with 2 exclamation points when you fail roll.
Press on by seizing risk the opportunity or withdraw and try for the approach. Okay.
So you...
Well, also this is nice because it just says, Jeffrey runs! Terrible! Like, terrible! Like, where do I run to?
There's nowhere to run to.
Yeah, literally. I think that's the entire point of this GM bullshit room. Okay. So I don't think it seems from the results of this roll that her suit is not a computer that you can just access by like typing on her skin or
right.
Like she doesn't have buttons. It's a bodysuit with LEDs on it, not a computer.
Well, if I may, it's also like you made the analogy of like it's like after seeing a phone screen after it dropped, right? But also when you do that, the touch stuff is so janky afterwards. So like you might be thinking you're hitting unlock, but then like the thing like 4 inches away is like you're hitting here, right? And you're like, no, I'm not.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
I like that.
Yep.
I think all the buttons have moved or something, right?
Oh yeah, I like that better too. Yeah. That's far more interesting.
So I guess because this is a controlled fail, I could sort of double down on this, or try like to pry instead. Are those my options? Or
yes.
I want to double down.
Okay.
Turn it into risky. Yeah.
I like it.
Risky. Is it still great?
Yes.
Sweet.
Also, are you getting any help from anyone?
Not unless bad advice is help.
I mean, to assist, all you need to do is take the stress, give them an extra die, and say how you help. Bad advice can sometimes be.
Yeah. Well, I don't trust Valerie, and she's sort of like.
What if I just nag at you a lot? Does that help?
I think
that's what I'm gonna do. Like, come on, Jeffrey, get with the program. Figure some shit out about Glitch Girl, okay? Please.
I almost want to think that instead of the Salt Bay in this world, there's Glitch Girl. She just disappears into the wind of pixels.
Will you accept that as help?
So the thing is with trust, how does it say it in the Blades hacking section? You have to
I don't have that right now.
You have to trust them. You have to trust the person who's helping you to benefit from teamwork actions.
Gotcha. And if you don't trust me, then okay, never mind.
Yeah. There is a bargain on the table.
Yeah.
Bargains.
Yeah, I just read that. I am totally cool with that. A boon of fortune to the next contestant that catches glitches from the figure before you. Apparently, her glitches may be contagious.
Yeah.
That's a good bargain.
I'll take
the bargain.
All right. Well, help. I'm telling you to like just get in there, pull out the important bits.
Okay.
How much stress do you take from helping? Is it 2? 4?
Helping is 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, also, I figured out that the burning yourself out thing was totally bullshit, and pushing yourself is 2 stress.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Good. It was pretty bullshit.
It's a bit intense. Cool, so I think that's 2 extra die. So here we go. Ooh, beautiful.
Nice.
Sweet.
So I feel like how this combines together is you become Glitch Girl, and being Glitch Girl gives you the keys to this place. I feel like that makes sense.
Okay.
See, like Agent Smith into the body?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, is that harm that I mark? Or.
No, you're just Glitch Girl now.
I'm just Glitch Girl now? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess you could
resist you're Glitch Man because it's the glitch thing. Like, it's not quite like Agent Smith because you don't, like, turn everything about you to become like Agent Smith. Like, it's not a copy. It's you're messing around with this weird bodysuit thing, and when you hit a certain button, because you're just like fiddling around with it.
Yeah. It's the Santa Claus syndrome. I put on the suit. Now I'm Glitch Girl.
Does that mean you're now our torturer? Be kind to us, oh great torturer.
Wow. Okay. Even when I don't play a freak, I still somehow become a freak. All right.
Okay. So, as you're typing on the suit climbs onto your hands and does like the Spider-Man symbiote thing, and the gray bodysuit with none of the pixels turned on just sort of climbs onto you. How do you feel? How does Jeffrey feel about that?
I think he freaks the fuck out.
Because it's gonna crawl over your mouth and your nose too.
Yeah. Like, I think it's just a lot of like swatting. Like, no. Like,
yeah. Just like the symbiote in Spider-Man 3 or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe like at one point there's like he tries to like peel off some of it too, and it just like accelerates even faster. Yeah. And so like right before it like covers all of his face into this like slightly more feminine facial structure than I was before. He like a quick praise to
you still stay. So we're joking about becoming Glitch Girl. It's the glitch surface that comes onto you, and now you turn into the glitch thing. But you preserve your previous silhouette, your body structure, and stuff like that. So,
all right, I think it's a good time to take a break. By the way.
Oh yeah, breaks are good.
Yeah. So before we go to break, describe what the finished form of turning into Glitch Man looks like.
I think what happened is like right before it was like totally covered. The face gets covered up because of course the face is the last part that gets covered. Jeffrey makes a quick prayer to the blood spire out of panic or something. And then maybe like once that happens, like it's that weird thing of like Jeffrey is nervous and panicking and everything like that. And once the glimmer seals him in, like all of his body just loosens. And there's like a slight like that was an interesting move. As it like looks straight at Sirius.
Nice.
And we can sort of cut there.
Yeah. I think like as it's coming onto your face, you like, and you pray to the blood spire, you hear like a heartbeat, but it's a monolithic heartbeat, which means like it's hyper intense, and like your face does the Adobe CC radial fast blur, where it just goes, and then it just covers your entire face. Yeah.
Awesome.
Screen turning red. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in slightly less than 8 months. you probably can count it on one hand. All right. Stay tuned. We got more to go tonight.